What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. Like I always say, welcome at your first time. If it ain't your first time, please click subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we post. We post every single Friday. We don't miss, baby. Got a great announcement. I'm doing more shows. We added so many more dates at andrewsantino.com. We added a late Sunday show in Addison, a.k.a. Dallas. If you're in that area and you're like, it's sold out. It's not. We added one more show. Go grab them tickets, baby. I'm also doing Atlantic City. I'm also doing Madison, Wisconsin. We added another show. I'm also doing Nashville, Tennessee. If you live in Nashville in that area, baby, come out and see your boy. I'm doing Boston as well. I'm doing Houston. We're adding all these dates. I'm so excited. Go grab them tickets. But you're in Dallas, if you're around that area in Texas, go grab them. We added that late show at andrewsantino.com. You're looking for more content from the Whiskey Ginger, go to patreon.com/whiskeygingerpodcast. That's where I do solo episodes and one-on-one Cheeto chats. Also, if you're looking for merch, it's in the merch bar down below on YouTube or at andrewsantinostore.com. Again, go get them tickets, andrewsantino.com, baby.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You're that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It's Mr. Tom Segura. Tom Segura, everybody. He's here. This will probably be his last time ever on the show. He's moving, and it's also because I don't really want you on the show.
Yeah.
This was a favor that I'm doing for you, obviously, to boost your namesake in the podcast community.
Yep.
I know you guys did the little exchange with us a couple weeks ago.
That was terrible. Yeah.
It was really bad. It was very poor. And you're welcome, I guess, is what I should start off by saying.
That's true. I appreciate it. On all accounts.
On all the accounts.
Yeah.
First of all, I love you. Thank you for coming. You rolled up in a. Can we talk about it?
Sure. Yeah.
You rolled up in a Lotus.
A Vora GT. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. It was fun, man.
But what were you bumping? Because you know I'm a hip hop head, so I was more curious about that than I was about. Because I could hear you. When I hear you coming up, no matter where you are, you're bumping.
That's true. That is We Are Young, the Jersey Club, Kyle Edwards, DJ Smalls remix.
Ooh. See, you have deep cuts. Like, you're good with it, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm get like more into music now. You know what I mean?
Like as you gotten older, you feel like you're more into hip hop than you ever were?
Well, not just hip hop. Like I've actually expanded. Like that's like a club, like almost.
It was bump. It was.
Yeah. So I got all kinds of shit.
I'll do
now.
EDM. I'll do a little EDM.
I'll fucking do it.
I know
man.
people say it like it's a bad thing. It used to be a butt of a joke almost.
Yeah.
Not like it's like cliche, but then once you really listen to it, I'm like, this is pretty good.
I'll do that, hip hop. I'll do Latin stuff.
Well, that's because you speak brown.
Yeah, but I speak brown, but it's also like it's a vibe. Like I'm not even listening to shit they're saying. It's like it's a mood, you know.
What if the whole time they're just like kill Whitey, kill Whitey, White Devil,
kill all the Yankees?
What? No, seriously though, because I've heard that. What's the guy's the most? J Balvin.
I don't know who
Do you know
that
who J
is.
Balvin is?
No.
He's huge.
Really?
In the Latin market, he's like one of the biggest in the world.
Don't even know.
But I've heard some of his songs in Spanish, and they're bangers.
Yeah, man.
But I have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking listen when we leave.
J Balvin. Yeah, you have to listen. I think that's it. Dude, look at we sound like my dad. J Balvin. Have you heard J Beanie?
J Beanie?
Like, but now there's so many new guys coming down the pipeline that J Balvin.
Do you listen to today's hip hop?
Nah, dude. Well, it's so vague. Like, I don't even know what that is. That's what's even more weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I know, like, Future or like Roddy Ricch or like
The Baby.
The Baby. Yeah,
Lil Pump.
I know these guys. I've heard them, but I don't know. I couldn't really tell you what they do.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I mean, I get like
It's like a bad comic that's popular that you're like, I don't know any of his jokes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, I get a couple. There'll be like a single because I really don't even in hip hop a lot of times listen to what's being said.
Well,
it's like the lyrics become like an instrument. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I totally
it's like,
do.
and so like, you know what that song's about? I have I've heard
no
it only
idea.
1,000 times. I don't know what the song's about. I didn't listen.
Even
to
if I know what it's about, sometimes I still don't know what that's about.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that song. I have a floor mat. My buddy EP bought me an outdoor floor mat for the patio, a doormat that says "Bitch, don't wear no shoes in my house," and that's from the Roddy Ricch song, The Box.
And he's telling her to take her fucking shoes off.
Take her, don't wear no shoes in my house. And he got me a floor mat that says that. And I re-listened to the song because a friend was like, what is that? What does that mean? I was like, oh, it's in this song. And I put it on the patio. And as I was listening to the lyrics, I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But I do like some of the lines.
Some of the lines, I mean, I'll tell you like
Let's run through your liked songs on Spotify.
Well, I was gonna go to what's it called? Just things I've downloaded recently. Mm-hmm. Like there's this well, that's from 2012. That's what is it? Showbiz and AG. I don't know who.
I love AG.
Okay, I didn't know
AG's
this
so
album.
good.
I just got this Pop Smoke track.
Okay, so Pop Smoke is new.
Yeah, that's new.
Okay, that's legit.
I did download that they released that Phife Dawg track with Redman and
Yeah.
but it's Jay Dilla produced. Like
I love
cool.
Jay Dilla.
It's like a nostalgia kind of track because it feels like it's from.
But a lot of that stuff now, when they're redoing or rehashing a lot of it,
Yeah.
it's almost like it makes me sad because it's gone, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
am I going to keep listening to this? Probably not. But I'll hear it once. Like, do you like Drake? Truly?
I mean, here's the thing. Do I run out and like download an album as soon as it comes out? No. But I mean, what, a dozen hits that like they come on? I'm like, it's a good song.
I have
man.
to listen to them.
Yeah.
Like he put out those 2 new tracks a couple weeks ago or a month ago.
I didn't hear them, but
they're good.
he makes hits, dude.
But Rick Ross is on it, and Rick Ross is like Cannabis to me. Remember Cannabis?
Of course.
Like Cannabis was so good on other people's shit, but couldn't make his own
The
album.
craziest thing about my Cannabis story, where I'm like, what's happening, is that Premier made
Our good friend DJ Premier.
our good friend DJ Premier made, and I brought this up when he did a podcast with me.
Yeah.
Devil's Pie, the D'Angelo song. That beat is, I mean,
Unreal.
the grimiest.
It's unreal.
Meanest, darkest, like just gutter.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. and Devil's Pie, D'Angelo did. I didn't know this for a while, that Primo was in the studio with Cannabis and was like, "How about this beat?" And Cannabis was like, "Nah." And I was like, "But it's like, it sound like if you go, this beat was made for Cannabis," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I could."
Yeah.
He turned it. He was like, "I don't want it."
But you hear that all the time. Those guys turn down shit and it gets turned into something else.
For some reason, that beat, I'm like, how could he turn that down?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. And he was leaving the studio and D'Angelo calls. And he's like,
What you
we're
got?
in the other studio. You got anything? He's like, I got this. And he plays it like over his phone.
And
he was like, bring that shit over here right now.
But Cannabis is that same way to me of like, he's like Rick Ross. I love Rick Ross, but I like Rick Ross on mixtapes or on other people's stuff. Yeah. I don't want to listen to a whole Rick Ross album.
Yeah, I don't really listen to whole albums. I rarely do now.
The last album I listened to in full was probably maybe 2 Chainz. I love 2 Chainz.
Really?
Oh, he's so dope. I like him as a dude.
I like
too.
him as a personality.
So
too.
I think that helps me listen to his
does.
music.
It definitely does.
But like I just like who he lines himself up with. Like and like French Montana, I'm not a huge French Montana fan, but Harry Fraud, I think, is one of the best producers of all time. So when they do stuff together, like those Mac and Cheese albums they did, I would listen to them over and over.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Is like if the producer is one of my favorites, and even if the MC is like okay, I'll listen. I'll like eat the whole album.
Sure.
But no, new hip hop, to go back, honestly, I hear it all, but I just don't.
Do you go? Because I'm like, well, I don't want to be like the guy who's like,
totally out of touch.
Yeah, and so that's why I'll seek it out, and I'll be like, what's new, what's hot, and if it's usually about like the beat. If it's something that I go, oh, this thing fucking slaps,
then you're in.
I'll get it. But like if not,
okay. What about like Lil Nas X?
No, man.
No. No, man.
How many Lils? I mean, are we gonna stop with the Lils?
But he talk about being good at reinventing himself. This kid, he comes out. He becomes.
He's got the shit, right?
No, Lil Nas is the kid.
Lil
Lil Nas X is the blood shoes.
Yes.
The country song.
I like him.
Right?
I like him.
No,
I was thinking of another Lil. I was thinking of like Lil
Xan.
Uzi Vert or Lil Xan or
Lil
something.
Xan. He's the one that has the.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Lil Nas X is dope. I think he's cool.
He's cool. I like that he comes out. He makes a non-hip hop song. He makes a country song. It blows up. He's like, also I'm gay. Yeah. And they're like, oh shit. Yeah. And then now he's into his devil play and satanic stuff.
And satanic shoes.
He's leveling up to me. I think the more you keep shifting, I'm in.
And the fact that his Satan shoes prompted like senators
so
to
funny.
come out and be like,
this is the problem with America. Kids putting blood in their shoes.
It's hilarious.
That's what's going to ruin this country.
Yeah.
Buy guns. More guns.
How are you gonna come up with that? Now that I think about it, though, how ridiculous is his name, Lil Nas X? Get the fuck out of here.
Stolen.
Yeah, I mean-
Stolen.
What is that even? What is that? He's cool, but that name is crazy when you think.
But you're
about
allowed to. But when we were kids, like you had to have a cool MC name to be prominent in
Yeah.
hip hop. Like
Yes.
your name meant so much. But now, it's like cool to piggyback. Like
Yeah.
Lil became such a common. It's almost like they're piggybacking, biting, but also paying homage to the other
it.
Lils.
Like Lil Kim and
Yeah, it's almost like tipping the hat, but it's weird because when we were young, if an MC had like a bad name, it was part of the reason you didn't like him.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do you remember Boogeyman? Do you remember Boogeyman? It's like the
No.
trashiest. It's like, what a garbage. You're a
Boogeyman.
grown up.
Yeah,
Boogeyman.
That's terrible.
He went after Master Ace. They had a battle.
I wouldn't want any piece of that.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
But Boogeyman thought he was like, he thought he was like, I'm gonna rap over your beat, and it's gonna be doper than anything you do. And then Master Ace was like, it's just that's Master Ace did it so right that he put out a diss track on his EP.
Yeah.
Like he put it out on the album. That's when you know you're hard as shit. When you
Oh
didn't just
my
put it
God.
out as a separate track,
Yeah.
you're like, this is how much I hate you. I'm gonna put it on my actual
the
album that's gonna
album.
go in stores.
Yeah, that's. Are you watching the Versus? You ever watch the Versus stuff?
No, what is that?
Versus is like it was started by what's his name, Swiss Beats, and I think Timbaland. So I think the first one was like it was like for fun, right? But it
Yeah.
was like we're gonna play back and forth. Like I made this track, and then I finish it, and then you're like, I made this one, like
Oh,
going through
that's
their
cool.
hits, right? And it was like Swiss Beat hits, Timbaland hits,
Right.
and then it was such a thing, like people so loved it that they started producing them regularly. So like a week ago or a couple
Where's
weeks
this on,
ago,
by the way?
they first started putting it on Instagram. Then it's on Triller.
Yeah, I
which
know Triller, yeah.
And then like they have like their own app for it, and like
Wild.
Versus TV. But on Instagram, these things will get like a few 100,000 live viewers at a time.
Yeah.
So they just did Ghost and Ray, and so like they sit just like this, and then like my track comes on, stands up to the camera. Back, they each have a DJ.
What?
Snoop did it with DMX.
What?
These are great, man.
How come I haven't seen
You got to
these?
see them. They're really, and then they end up on YouTube, so you can watch them on YouTube later.
All right, I need to check it out on
Yeah.
Versus. Who's the guy that made it?
The guy that I think the concept was Swiss Beats and Timbaland.
Right.
So they're like they own the name.
Timbaland's the kind of guy where, when I look back on how many hits he made, it's almost embarrassing that
Oh,
he's
my
not.
God.
He's not a more well-spoken name in the game. I don't think a lot of young kids really know. They know him, but
Yeah.
I don't think they know how many hits he made.
It's insane.
Like the stuff he handed out to people was crazy.
And even if she is, royalty, but like you said, like a kid, I don't think understanding the impact of like those Missy Elliott albums,
Oh, come on.
because they're so filthy,
Yeah.
so ridiculous,
The best.
Yeah.
No, I think kids know it, but they don't. It's just not the same. In the same way I could be like, Busta Rhymes was unreal when I was
Yeah.
young, and people now would be like, oh, I know that guy, the buff dude.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
the dude
right.
that's the
Yeah.
size of a Mack truck.
Uh-huh.
Last night on, I don't know which one of the shows, The Voice or American Idol or one of the 19 voice shows, Brandy came on, and my old lady was like, she looks exactly the same.
Isn't that insane?
And I walked in the
Fuck
room and I
them.
was like, what the fuck?
Fuck them.
Black
You know
people.
what I'm talking
saying
about.
so you're saying black people.
Well,
What Tom is
but
saying right
for
now.
a reason.
Right. What is the reason?
That they look that good after all these years. Like, did you see Pharrell?
I think there's subcontext, by the way, but go ahead. That's fine.
Pharrell's like 47.
Yeah.
And he looks 22.
Yeah, I saw a video of Tiffany Haddish at her birthday or celebrating her Grammy, and Common, because I guess they're dating, like kissed her on the cheek on this video.
Common's dating who?
Tiffany Haddish.
Wow.
I think.
Okay, I didn't know.
I think I've seen them a lot.
He
and I've
also
heard it.
looks fucking the same.
Another thing that drives me bananas.
You know
Common
we're
when
gonna
I was a
age-
kid
we're
is
gonna
the
age
same.
like diarrhea. You
Look
know
at me
that, right?
now. I'm
mean-
37. Most people think I'm 45.
Most people think I've been in my 50s. I'm 41.
You started in your
Yeah,
50s?
I mean, people are like, I'll say it, and they're like, I
Yeah.
thought when like your first special came out, you were in your 50s.
But let's say this: with money and time, you've gotten better looking, and you've gone the other way.
that is, thank you.
That always happens, though.
That's true.
I'm a little bit better looking than I was. When I
take
first
care-
started, I was
take care-
hideous.
I take care of myself more.
You do.
I take
I
care of-
thought about you this morning, too, because I was putting on very fancy moisturizer when I got out of the shower, and I was like, this is so lame, and I'd be making fun of me, but also I would look uglier if I didn't do it.
all those
really
things that we
hideous.
mock as like, they all benefit you.
They work.
Of
Yeah.
course.
They really do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, by the way, I want to talk about this because I remembered it last night and I laughed about it with my lady. Common, when I used to live in West Hollywood, Common used to live above like Sunset Plaza because I'd see him there all the time because I used to go get breakfast over at that little spot right there. And one night I was walking to go to Everly, a bar on Sunset. I left the store and I was walking, just taking a long like walk on Sunset, and there, what's the name of that Chinese place that's right there? That's like it's like Mao or it's like a
Mr. Chin.
no, it's like a repeated name. It's like Chow Chow or some shit like that.
Chin Chins.
Chin Chins. And I walk past, and Common is there eating Chinese food by himself, outside by himself, not on his phone, literally just eating, staring off into space. And part of me wanted to stop and be like, yo, I'm a huge fan. I'm from Chicago. I love you. But then I kept staring at him as I walked closer, and I thought, God, he must be eating Chinese food alone is the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because Chinese food is a shared meal.
True.
You've never gotten Chinese food by yourself. You can get a piece of pizza by yourself.
Yeah.
You
Sushi
can't.
for some reason translates by itself.
Sushi can because you can sit at the bar alone.
Yeah.
You can just be like, I'm on the go. I've
But
got work.
Chinese is like.
Chinese is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they give you too much. You can't share the rice. You're alone. It felt really fucked up. Who are you going to crack the cookie with?
Oh, God.
So I felt bad, and he was sitting there, and then it almost made me
Did
feel
you
like
go lonely? Like,
I didn't even acknowledge it because I was like, maybe he's going through a tough time. Eating Chinese food alone just felt really depressing.
I nerded out on him once.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so the Improv on Melrose was I don't know if it's still next stories was Fred Siegel.
Yeah, they're still there, I think.
The store, right?
Yeah.
And Fred Siegel, for people who don't know, is just like overpriced regular stuff.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like, these jeans are $400.
It's like if Nordstrom cost twice as much as it did, or whatever. Yeah, it's.
But so the park. So what we do for when you work at the Improv, you park in the Fred Siegel lot.
Yeah.
And so I had an earlier show, and this was like a while ago, and I just walk into Fred, just like killing time. you
Yeah,
know?
I've done that 1,000
I'm
times.
not gonna buy anything
In the little shoe place.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, how much are these? They're like 15,000. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. I'll
Cool,
just.
man.
Do you have a 14? No.
chill.
Oh well.
I'll go. All right. But I just see him, and he's with a salesperson who clearly does not know who he is. Like, just like, because when I see him, I'm like, because, I just,
Yeah.
It was like one of those things where I was
Common?
that close. Yeah, I was like, Common? And he was really cool. And she was doing this thing like, how do you know this? Like looking at me like, you know this guy?
Right.
And then Love of My Life had just come out.
Oh.
So I started just nerding out about it to him.
Yeah.
And he was really nice. He was like, I saw love, and gave me like a hug. And I was like, that's the interaction you want.
Did he know who you were?
No. This was like when that song came out. That must
Oh,
have been
right.
like
I was going to
8
say, that's
years
got to
ago
be
or
10
something.
years ago.
Maybe
yeah.
10 years ago, yeah. So, yeah, I just it was like one of those things where I was like, that's
And he was sweet about it.
really sweet.
Yeah,
Really
see,
sweet.
I always like to hear that. It's also sexier to hear when somebody treats you like
Fuck
shit that
you,
you
man.
love. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I love. Get the fuck away from me, bro. And you're like, I love that. That I like as well. I almost like that sometimes more because it's fun when
Yeah.
they fuck you off. Have you been fucked off by someone that you like admire?
I don't, it doesn't like come to mind. Also, like it's pretty rare for me to approach.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
I'm the same. I don't.
Yeah.
I usually would approach someone that's less famous
Yeah.
than the public would think.
Yeah.
Like I would nerd out on. I've talked to him. I think Matt Berry. Do you know who that is? He's a British comedian actor. He's, to me, like I have such a boy crush on him.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with him.
Matt Berry?
Matt Berry. He does a show now called What We Do in the Shadows on FX.
Oh, I've heard. Oh,
One of the best shows.
My wife has watched every episode.
I'm sure she has.
Because yeah.
I'm sure she's diddling.
I walked in on a couple times her masturbating to it, and a couple times I was like, "What is this?" Because she was explaining the show and the emotional vampire.
Oh yeah.
I was like that, and I watched a couple of scenes. I was like, "That is a brilliant concept."
It's such a funny. I mean, I've talked about it ad nauseum. People are probably like, "Shut up!" But it's so funny to be present day vampires in Staten Island, New York, is just a funny pitch.
Yeah.
I'd buy that immediately.
And this is isn't it? It's
Taika Waititi's. So it was a movie,
But
and then they made it a
also
show.
the guys from-
from Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
Right. So they did it together. They did the film, and then they did this, and neither of them are in this. I mean, they do cameo,
yeah.
but man, Matt Berry's so.
What he
Goddamn
plays one of the
funny.
vampires.
Yes, he's one of the most elegant vampires. Yeah, it's just so like, It's ridiculous. But anyway, like him, I'd freak out on. If I saw him, I'd be like, dude,
Yeah.
I love you.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Hey, you guys and gals and whatever. I know it's been a little bit of a rough time because of the ruins. The ruins did us in the wrong way. Not feeling good upstairs. I've been a big proponent on this show of mental health and mental health awareness because I myself have to deal with it, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's really weird. It's like your creepy uncle. You're like, we don't talk about Mark. He's a little weird. But I like to talk about mental health awareness because I believe in it. I think it's important that you get help. And if there's something interfering with your happiness, you really need to do yourself a favor and get a little bit of help. BetterHelp is there for you. It's not a crisis line, not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely on the interweb. The best part about this to me that I enjoy is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home, the privacy of your own home. And if it's something you're not comfortable sharing with other people, you don't need to, man. You can do it from the comfort of your own house. All you need is a connection to the interwebs, and you can start communicating with the counselor in under 48 hours. They pair you with someone that they think is going to be great. You don't have to use them, of course. You can change at any time. They're committed to facilitating really great matches for you, and I really am big on this. So it's cheaper than traditional counseling, which I really like, because it's expensive to go to some doctor's office and wait in there and read Highlights magazine and feel uncomfortable because of the dim lighting. It's all so strange. And it's nice to be at home and get affordable counseling the way that you need it and the way that you like it at your own time on your own dime. So this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We appreciate them for that. And Whiskey Ginger listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/whiskey. Do yourself a favor, get a little bit of help. Go to BetterHelp.com/whiskey. Get 10% off your first month. Hey, you there? Got bush? You got a little bit of bush? Is the jungle a-growing? Do you not clean up the front yard? What's going on over there? You should be using Manscaped. I've talked about them before. I love Manscaped. I've got so many Manscaped products at my house. It's a little ridiculous because it looks like I'm sponsored by them, which I am. And that's what I use to trim up. I don't have carpet down there. I have hardwood floors, thanks to Manscaped. I really do love them. They have great stuff. The no-nick technology, woo! Love it. That skin-safe tech is great, man. I haven't nicked one of my nuts in months. Months and months and months and months and months since Manscaped has come aboard. These people have made great products that I really do like, because you don't want to shave your face with the same thing you trim up your nuts. You want something else, man. This is the best trimmer in the game. That Essential Lawnmower 3.0, that's what I love, and I have 3 of them all over the crib in different bathrooms depending on where I want to trim up at. It is really good. It comes with that lawnmower. It's waterproof, it's cordless, and it's got a little light on there, so you really get into the nooks and crevices and crannies there of your sack-a-doodle. Trim the hedges, and also the tree stands up taller. You know what I'm talking about. Make the forest look nice. The Perfect Package or the Performance Package purchase, you're going to get 2 free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, $40 value, $39 to be precise. And the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers, which are really nice, man. I really do love their stuff. I highly recommend it. If you're looking to... Don't go to the store and buy one of those cheap throwaway ones. It's not worth it. You're going to nick and you're going to bleed out. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code WHISKEY20 at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for your bush and your trimming experience. You can get 20% off and free shipping with code WHISKEY20 at manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code WHISKEY20. It's 2021, and if you still got bush, you need to change that with Manscaped.
Ginger. I like gingers.
But
I've done that with, I think it's always like people in music that I've done that too.
Yeah.
You know, most like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like there's actors who I would be like, oh my God, but I don't know if I mean.
Because whenever I try with someone who's really famous, there is no conversation there. It's really weird. It's almost like Jim Carrey, who's always was nice to me when he was my boss on the Showtime show. But one time, like, you understand the fame level at some point.
It's crazy.
It's absurd, right? Because we're
crazy.
sitting at Sunset Tower Hotel, and I'm having a drink, and I probably had fucking 3 too many. And I was like, where do you live now, Jim? Why?
Yeah.
Why would I ask him where he lives?
Well, I mean, what are you going to say, though?
I know it. But like, also, what a dumb. I could have said anything. I could have been like.
But see, like, I feel like that's a normal thing to ask because you would no, but it's only like weird.
Because you know what
you
his
said
answer was?
What was his answer?
I mean, I'm all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I don't want to tell you where I live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
all over the place.
It is weird
yeah.
when this, like, I don't know if you've had this where like I'll be out in a city I'm performing in.
Yeah.
and let's say I go to lunch and someone recognize, hey man,
Come to the show.
I'm coming to the show tonight. And you're like, oh great, and they're like, where are you staying? And I'm like, at a hotel. And they're like, which one? And I'm like, what? Do you think it's weird to ask that?
They got their phone out. They're like, tell me which one.
Which one?
What side of town are you on?
Yeah.
Are you staying on the east side again?
Because I'll book a room there now.
I'm booking it right now. I have
strange.
Marriott points. That well, like, dude, when I was
I always
out-
go like, where's the one? And then they're like, what hotel are you at, man? And I'm
here.
like, I forget.
I think it's
dude.
upstairs.
It's here.
Whenever I was with Rogan on the road, those people, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't envy that. They would always see us at the hotel. They would be there before we'd arrive. We'd get in the car from the airport. We'd get there. They're waiting. I was like,
you know
what?
I've had? So this past weekend, there were people at the hotel
Where were you?
in Omaha
Okay.
with things to autograph.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, that's what they used to
And I
do with
was
Joe
like-
all the time.
I was like, that's so strange. The only thing I find stranger is arriving at an airport and they're at the airport.
Scary.
And I'm like, what are you doing here? And they're like, oh, will you sign this? I'm like, yeah, but how did you know?
How'd you get in?
And they're like, well, we just kind of figured.
They're at the gate. They
I'm
bought a ticket just to get to the gate.
like, what, dude? You hang out at the airport?
But apparently Joe told me I was ignorant, and Joe said that they make a lot of money on those things.
Yeah,
so I
they
guess
do.
they sell them online.
They do.
Because I was like, who's buying them though?
I don't know.
This is kind of how I feel
I
about.
don't have the strong no.
What do? You just say yes.
Man, well, for autographs, I always feel like
You don't go. I gotta go.
I do. Sometimes I'll go. I can only sign. You know what
Yeah.
happened this weekend though? So these guys are at the hotel and they're like, "Hey, will you sign these?" And I go, okay, I can only sign." And I sign a couple things.
Sure.
And the other guy, okay, I gotta run. I run. The next day, the guy's like, "Hey, man, those signatures smudged. Could you sign these ones?"
Oh, my
So they came
God.
back. I
And
was
you
like,
did though. You did because you're nice.
Yeah.
I know.
dude.
Yeah, you're nice. I would be hard to say. No one asked for my autograph, but if they did, I'd be hard to say no.
How do you say I'm not signing that?
Unless you're in unless you're like we're going out to dinner, man,
Yeah,
and we're like
yeah,
leaving. I
yeah.
gotta go. I guess I would say yes. Joe always said hi to people and did all the things he needed to do, but like when they're at the hotel, it was like, come on, man, you're at my hotel. Like I can't sign that
Yeah.
stuff because then it's like promoting, hey, come to the hotel,
come to the
we'll
hotel.
sign shit.
Yeah, it's got to be crazy for him.
But we
It's
were
gotta
in
be crazy.
Denver with and at the same time, so was like Dave Matthews and
Yeah.
and then like two other big acts were in town, and the amount of people that wait at musicians' buses and stuff, it's exhausting. It must be exhausting.
There's hundreds of people.
Yeah, I mean seriously, it was a line down the block just to wait outside of their bus.
That's crazy.
But you're like, but I never understood what do they get out of it? Like you seeing them,
Maybe, man.
walking.
I don't know.
He's walking.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because they're not going to sign because they have to get on the bus. So they just want to see them. Like, because when I was a kid and my dad would take me to like a Bulls game, I remember running to the tunnel to like hang out near the tunnel just to reach your hand out. And sometimes, you'd get one cool dude. It was always like a white Bill Weddington. It was always like an old white guy.
Yeah.
Who was like, okay, kid. Yeah. None of the good players. No. Bill's like, what? Eating cereal, watching this. But it was never like, but Jordan and those guys, they would never. But also, I remember that feeling, but it was also because I was a kid.
Yeah.
But you lose that at some point.
You do. I do remember seeing this thing back in the 90s where they said, because it was a photo book that I had bought of just Jordan.
Yeah.
Like a huge high gloss one.
Yeah, Rare.
I don't remember
Because
if
that
it
was
called
his
Rare.
book. I
It
had
wasn't
a
his.
couple copies of those.
It was done by, I think, Walter Ios Jr., the Sports Illustrated photographer.
I think that was Rare.
Was it Rare?
Look, I got to look it up, but go keep talking.
So there's part of it where they show him. They said, by 97, 98,
Yeah.
when he was a global phenomenon,
Yeah.
like the most iconic person, that when the team bus would pull up to a hotel, there would be they'd have to separate people, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And they said he was always dressed in a suit and fully dressed to go out.
Yeah.
And it was to walk, 12 feet.
Right.
And sometimes because other players would be dressed down, more casual stuff.
Of course.
And they said that it was Jordan saying, by then he, obviously he's aware of his level of fame.
Yeah.
He knows that that people that are standing there, that will forever be their memory of him.
Oh, wow.
So he wants it to be
Memorable.
epic.
Yeah.
So he walked out, suit, holding the coat over his arms,
Right.
sunglasses, and you're like, look at this guy. But he was aware that person for the rest of their life will be like, Man, he walked out, looked like
That's cool.
$1 million.
Oh, that's cool. I don't even know. I don't remember. This just struck this weird old chord in my brain of I don't remember who said it, but somebody famous, I think, said it on Carson. An older comic maybe had said, always sign your name in full. Like always sign all the letters. And God, I wish I knew who the story was. And because he got in an argument with another friend who was also famous. Watch, it's like Sinatra, and I don't even remember. But like, they were like, "Why do you sign?" Because I scribble whenever I sign anything, whether it's a fucking check from the bank or what. And he said, "No, you should sign your entire name so they can read it. It's legible. Because if they took the time and had the bravery and the balls to come up to you to ask you for an autograph, you should take the time and have the respect to sign it so they can read it when they go home."
Damn.
And I was like, damn, that's some old school shit.
That is, and I'm not going to
I'm not going to change.
I respect it. Yeah.
No, I'm still going to do this fucking limp. I don't even know how to sign. Yesterday, I had to do a wire thing for the house. I had to go to the bank and do this wire. And, like, she's watching me, and she
Let's
goes,
see your autograph.
"You want to see it?"
Yeah.
Where do you want me to write it on? Here, I'll get something. Hold on. She's watching me. This woman is watching me do it. And she's like, "You have to," she's like, she says, it has to match the signature that the bank has on file in order
those
for
are
the
the
wire
worst.
to be appropriate.
Yes.
Has to match the signature in order for the wire to be appropriate. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I don't remember what signature I gave to the bank.
Yeah.
What is it? So, and then I literally did it, and she goes, "Sorry, that's not it." And I did it again. She goes, "I'm sorry." The other manager had to come over and go, "Sir, I believe it's your full name that you initially signed when you signed up with this bank fucking whatever ago. But this is my signature now." Oh, look, I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm nervous. Hold on. That's my signature now.
No.
That is what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have no idea what that
It's just
is.
an A and an S. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not an S. It's a whoop-de-swoop.
Let me see it again. Wow.
Dude.
Hey.
Wait.
I got to tell you, you're not really giving a lot.
No, but also when I sign stuff, when I used to sell like posters after shows, I would do these Red Rocket art posters. I would sign that. I would sign it this. I go like that.
Okay, that's
Closer.
David Spade.
That's David Spade. That's
great.
David Spade. You sign. I want to see what yours looks like.
Mine looks more like.
By the way, this was just a ploy to get this so I could sell
you
this
can
after
sell
the
this,
show.
Yeah. Yours.
The top one is ridiculous, but that's how I sign checks. If I'm going to sign a check, I have
So
to.
I have two signatures.
Okay, give me both.
All right. So they're very similar, but
Yeah.
one is for like official things in which I sign Thomas, and then
Do you
one
really sign Thomas?
for like banks and stuff like that.
Wow.
But or like anything that's like
That's
a
legit.
document, yeah, like
Right.
a legal thing.
Right.
So
And you've been in a lot of legal trouble lately. Are you ever going to pay back any of those fines? You'll end up like Wesley Snipes and go to
that's
jail.
Thomas
Oh, show that to the kids.
Segura, right?
That's actually kind of cool looking.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
No, it's not bad.
And then this is the Tom Segura
Let's see.
underneath.
See, I like that one a lot more.
Yeah,
that
it's,
one
it's
looks
a
lot
little
cooler.
more.
It just looks cooler.
It's cooler.
It's a lot cooler. Thank you for
don't.
this. This is going on the internet. By the way, you guys, click on the link below at buytomsignature.com. I'll be selling this. Starting bids are at 10 G's, baby. This is a
$10,000.
rarity. Yeah, and
Wow.
all the proceeds are going to go
What
to
if you did get like Jim Carrey level famous, and your whole ride up, you never autographed anything, and then you're like,
and the one
I'm
you
gonna
did
do a
sign.
couple.
That's really that. Honestly, Jordan. I have an autograph of Jordan on his jersey on the 2 that's framed at my mom and dad's house.
Whoa.
Yeah, and which is very funny to me because like my dad is. I was always like, I'm gonna start taking this stuff back out to LA. When I was a kid, I used to collect autographs.
Yeah.
Of athletes, specifically only athletes.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm gonna take some of this stuff, like a Ryan Sandberg, Walter Payton.
Yeah.
Jordan.
That's what you need them to die. That's all.
Yeah.
That's good.
My mom goes, he's like not letting you take him on purpose. My dad was like, what's wrong? Why they're cool in this room? And I was like, but they're mine. I want to take them to my house in LA. He's like, I think you should let him stay here. I got that one reframed anyway. So he
wants.
He wants it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had a Ryan Sandberg
That's kinda
autograph,
cool.
and he put it in the basement.
I like that.
Yeah, and I was like, you stole that from me.
Yeah.
He's like, I framed it, so
I framed it, therefore it's mine.
it's mine. Well, it's in his house. But I had so many autographs that are now all over my mom's house. But Jordan, when he signed it, I have a certificate of authenticity, which is like, everyone knows to validate it. But he would only validate so many signatures per whatever thing he was doing. If it was a charity thing or whatever, he wouldn't sign after so many authenticity signatures or stamps are dead, because then he was like, well, that's it for now until I do my next batch.
Wow.
Because at one point he didn't want too many signatures out there. So that's why I think there's any value to Jordan signatures. Because there's guys that have probably signed everything.
Everything.
Yeah, but he was like really weird. He was like a stickler about it for some reason. So I don't even know what that jersey's worth. Somebody tell me. By the way, you can buy this signature of Tom Segura and the jersey at buytomandjordansignatures.com. Again, this is starting at $10,000, and the jersey's starting at $6,000 because we know Tom is more popular now than Michael
I
Jordan.
mean, now we're not talking about 99.
Well, right now you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Easily.
Do you have any aspirations to like when you make enough money, because you've made a lot of money? And I'm going to show, if you can see right here, this is Tom's bank account right here. We're going to show that's his number and what he has. Would you ever buy a sports team?
If I had that kind of money?
Yeah.
Yes. If I had that kind of money, I
You
would.
do, and you might not know it. I have a friend, and I'm not going to mention his name because it's not my business to say, but he purchased a sports team of the smaller faction. You know, there's a ton of different
That's
levels.
true.
And I was blown away because I didn't call him out. I didn't think of him to be that guy to want to buy a team. But he was like, no, it's.
I mean, wouldn't you? Like, you love sports, right?
I would.
Yeah.
At first, I thought that was crazy. Like, the idea is crazy. Like you just said, you're like, what if I had that kind of money?
I remember when I last time I went to a Dolphins game.
Yeah.
They had just done like a round of, I don't know, fundraising or
Sure.
financing, and in which they sold pieces of it to like select like J-Lo and
Sure.
and you know they're buying like $15 and $20 million pieces in, I think. And I was like, oh, that would be the like if that money is like, yeah, I can. Here's
Yeah,
$20
that's what I
million.
mean.
And then they're like, you are a part owner of an NFL, like that.
Who would you buy? Who would you get invested in?
I mean, in the NFL, it's like, you know, I'm a Cincinnati hometown, and they have the
Yeah.
worst owner in all of the NFL.
Period. Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's embarrassing.
It would be awesome because hopefully he won't live that much longer.
Right.
And I would love to be a part. But you know, we're talking. I mean, now the values of these.
Well,
teams,
it's absurd.
Like you read about when what's his name, Cuban bought the Mavs for $255 million, which is an extraordinary amount of money.
Yeah, but now
it's
not
worth
now.
like $2 or $3 billion. You know,
That's what's so cool about being that rich, is that you're like, your money is making so much more money than you could ever make.
Yeah.
He couldn't make that much money
No,
anymore.
no.
Just by owning a thing makes the money.
yeah.
Wow, dude.
It's the fucked up thing. It's like if you make $100 or $200 million,
Yeah.
and then you just let the money work,
You're good.
Yeah,
You don't
have
need to do it anymore.
You don't have to keep earning.
I think if I was going to buy a team, I would want to buy like my instinct is like buy a Chicago team, buy
Oh
into
my
a Chicago
God.
sports team.
Yeah.
But then I think I would be so invested in them emotionally because I'm also financially that it would ruin the team for me.
Probably.
Do you know what I mean? I
Yes.
would become like it would only be about the stakes.
How dope would it be to bring the Seattle basketball team back?
That would be that to me
That's
would be
the
something
shit.
cooler. If they were like, we're funding from if I was worth, you know, $500 million and they
Yeah.
were like, we're funding, we need $20 million.
Yes. And
To
you'll
bring
be,
back the Sonics.
Son-
So cool.
yeah, like I love Seattle.
Yeah, same.
The NBA would be
Sean Kemp,
the
Gary Payton.
dopest.
But they would have to play that season.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, I'm 48, man.
Sean Kemp's like, I'm taking care of one of my 19 kids,
Yeah.
but I could still dunk. The Raid Man still. Give me a bump and I'll dunk.
I just watched. It was because you know if you watch something on YouTube, it suggests other things.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the slam dunk contest from him. I think it was 90.
It feels like
One?
92.
92?
Yeah, something like
Rex
that.
Chapman, him, a
Yeah.
couple other people. Oh, Kenny Smith was
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
I forgot that he
The
was
Jet.
in it.
Yeah.
And watching, I mean, though the best is that. So you know how all the players sit around and watch.
Love.
And-
That was my favorite, is when they'd come and they dress up.
Yeah,
and
they
have
dress up.
They'd have handheld cameras.
Yeah, and they always fall on each other, like just like
Yeah.
in black comedy clubs.
Why can't we do that?
I don't fucking know, man.
Whites can't get that excited about anything fun or funny.
But the best part was
Yeah.
that so Magic Johnson is courtside and he's like talking to the actual announcers, you know,
The
like,
HIV guy?
The HIV guy is
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I got HIV and I'm here," and they're like, "What's going on?" He's like, "All the players want Sean Kemp." Like all the guys were like, "We're on." So whenever Kemp would dunk, they would all just go
Insane.
insane.
Yeah.
And it was the best.
Yeah.
Like watching the emotion of it was.
It's
the
not
best.
like that now. Now because you can only enter when you're a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise you're not cool anymore,
Yeah.
right? And even still, everyone wants to look so cool
Yeah.
that sometimes the dunks are fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look, some guys like Zach LaVine was unreal. What he like
Man.
some of them are dope, but sometimes the competition lacks because I think they're worried about looking cool to the vets.
Cool, and also they're also like, how many different ways can we dunk this? After a while,
I know,
right?
it's
After
true.
like 30 years, you're
But think about it though. You look back at what? Look at like when the NBA was falling apart in the 80s when Jordan came aboard and literally revamped the shittiest league on earth.
yeah,
The dunks back then were trash.
trash. That's true.
So like you think what we've come in 40 years.
That-
You know what I mean?
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
Whiskey Ginger fans, have you experienced existential dread, the fear, or spend an afternoon thinking about cringeworthy things, that happened to you 5 years ago? I know we've all had these moments. We've got our own battles. You shouldn't go at it alone, okay? Life is not a Rambo movie. You need your squad. You need something to help you out. Luckily, you don't have to curl up in a ball and cry when you get them scaries or the freakouts. Anxiety can be matched with a lot of other things, but I got to tell you, CBD products can very much help calm the body and the mind down. I really do love it. 2021 woes are still making us feel weird, and I'm telling you, this stuff is great. It's perfect for super moms and students, creatives, party animals, whatever you are, man. This is going to help you get over that weird, anxious hump that you've got. It's time to dominate the new year. Scare-free, CBD products I am a big proponent of, and their sister product. I'm talking about THC, dude. This doesn't have any THC in it. It's just CBD, and it's time to get back to the you that is feeling good and clean and healthy and mentally, a little bit fresher and more balanced. Get 25% off at sundayscaries.com and use that promo code WHISKEY. 25% off at sundayscaries.com with the promo code WHISKEY. 25% off at sundayscaries.com, promo code WHISKEY. Thank you, Sunday Scaries, for making Sundays chill again. Chill out. Real talk, Whiskey Ginger fans. That body wash you're using at the house is shit. It's not worth it. It's disgusting. It's filled with all sorts of harsh chemicals and synthetic detergents. It's bad for your skin. It's brutal on your skin and body. If you're ready to step your game up, you got to get that Dr. Squatch, baby. Dr. Squatch sent me 3 of their delicious, beautiful flavors to try out, to rub all over my body in the shower. And I got to tell you, wonderful. The grapefruit IPA was by far my favorite. It smells so good, especially on ginger skin. Look, and if it can make ginger skin smell good, it's definitely going to make your skin smell good. These soaps are made here in the US of A using the finest ingredients that nature has to offer. All natural cleansers, nourishing ingredients that are actually good for your skin. Stop using that nasty, cheap stuff from the dollar store. I had it, and I really did like it. The grapefruit made me smell nice and fruity, because that's what I am, nice and fruity. You want to make it easy on yourself, you can subscribe to Dr. Squatch, just like the hundreds of thousands of other guys out there doing that thing right now. Every month, fresh bars of Squatch soap show up at your door. Super easy. They got a full lineup of personal care goods like deodorant and hair care and toothpaste too. It's wonderful right now. New customers can get 20% off of a $20 order or more when they go to drsquatch.com. Enter the code DSC Whiskey. That's drsquatch.com. Promo code DSC Whiskey for 20% off on orders of $20 or more. Get clean, baby.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Fucking Kemp even walks cool. He's super pigeon-toed.
Yeah.
But he has like a
He
swag
does.
to it.
He has like a pigeon-toed swagger.
And he moves with the ball so unnaturally for a guy who's 6'10". Like, meaning they're usually clunky. And
Yeah.
he moves like a little point guard.
Right.
But he's 6'10",
I know.
240, and is doing ridiculous shit, man.
The way he would float was so crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of that, I know we're doing a lot of sports talk, but I don't really care because I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think they should change the NBA logo? Do you think they should have made it Kobe?
I mean, I get the
Yeah.
case for it.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, like, I don't have strong feelings about it. If they were to today be like, we changed it to Kobe, okay,
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, it is. I feel like the Jerry West logo is iconic. Like,
Same.
it's world, recognized.
Everyone knows it. Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, first of all, if they switch it to Kobe, that would be such huge international news.
Yeah.
Like, it would be.
What would the symbol be of Kobe? Go ahead. I'm setting you up for a good joke here.
Just chilling like this.
Or
Or
a helicopter.
what do you think, I'm Ari?
That's terrible. No.
No,
It should be. By the way, to me, it should have been Jordan. Like
Well,
the jump man should have been the NBA for
course,
sure.
of course.
They should have switched that out so long ago.
Of course.
But they never would.
No, and now it's like he would be like, I'm suing you for adopting my logo.
Yeah, 100. Well, dude, he's so money hungry. I mean, so he opened up a new golf course, and I'm a big golf freak, and like he opened it up so he wanted the convenience level through the roof, so everything is like tip top. If you order a drink, first of all, drink girls. Most country clubs don't have drink carts. You have a shack or a station at the turn or whatever, or there's a bar, but they don't allow drink girls on country clubs or nice courses. But he was like, I don't really love the idea of shacks either out there, like a drink shack. So you order and they drone you drinks. Have you seen this online?
No.
Dude, it's fucking
At
unreal.
his course?
Yes. So when you
Where's the course?
in Florida, you dial up, the clubhouse, and you can order on an app and all that shit. And literally, there's video online. They drone you your drinks out to the tee box that you're at, and then it drones back, fucks off right back.
No way.
Yeah, dude. But like very Jordan, because I know guys that have played with him or played with, gambled with those guys, and Jordan is so sneaky about the way he gambles because he's an addict, and he'll gamble everyone he plays with for different amounts because he knows no one can handle it anymore. Because for years, apparently, he used to be like 10 grand a hole, and some guys playing would be like, I can't do 10 grand. They're like, I'm fucking middle management. Yeah. But now he'll be like, okay, Tom, I know what you do for a living. He's like, I'll bet you like 100 a hole. And then another guy will be like, I'll bet you 10 grand. And then he has different side bets going with everybody. And apparently he's very quick to charge you. Like the moment you're done,
you owe me.
He's like, go to your car and get your checkbook, and then we'll sit down and have a drink. You're like, aren't you worth $90 billion?
Yeah. I mean, even in that thing, that Last Dance, there was that moment where one of the lesser known players, he came over to play cards, and he won.
I remember that.
Yeah, he took my money, and then the player was like, hey man, like why do you want to get mine? Because you're rich as fuck, and I'm not, and it was, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, yeah, but now I got your money in my pocket.
Ugh.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, because he, for him, at some point, and I've met a few guys like this, and you probably know these people too. When you have too much, when you have more than enough money, more money than you'd ever need, money has literally no meaning to them, other than holding it against somebody, or like how much, or like what could I use it for to get better than you? That's all it really is. It's not like,
well, for him, it's like the whole thing of like, I just beat you at something.
yeah, I got your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the money he could burn.
Yeah, I don't care.
By the way,
about
how
that.
gangster! He's like, thank you, and
Thank you, man. He's one
just
of his
lit it on
cigars is
fire.
like,
By the way, I'm not, this whole cigar thing that's running around town. Everyone now. Who did I just see? Like, Burr showed up to a thing for cigars for Josh Adam Myers and for
cigars, man.
Dean. Are you into this shit?
I mean, I have
Everyone's
some cigars,
getting into it now.
but I don't smoke that often
Well, see, I still drink. Those guys all don't drink. Like, Burr doesn't drink anymore.
at all.
Burr doesn't drink. No. He stopped drinking. Josh is sober. Like a lot of these guys that I see now, so many guys are not drinking, so they supplement by having a cigar.
Stogie, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm also like, personally for me, it's like once in a while. I like it at night. Like I have friends that smoke cigars in the morning. I'm like, nah.
What?
Yeah.
What are they, retired?
Cigars and coffee. They're like, it's the best. And I'm like,
no.
yeah.
But I did used to smoke
I do
cigarettes
like
and coffee.
it with like whiskey or bourbon.
Really?
I like having a cigar, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing it like I said. I mean, I don't do it even once a month.
Right. It's very rare.
Yeah, it's rare.
But Christina smokes every day.
She smokes a pack and a half a day.
Really?
Yeah.
A pack and a half of cigars a day.
Yeah,
I didn't know they sell them in packs. That's
they do.
wild.
Well, it's like, I guess it's
a box.
A box.
A box and a half a day.
Box and a half a day.
Are you? This is a really harsh question to ask, but do you love her anymore?
I used to.
Yeah. Because it just feels like, there's love there, but I don't know where.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have it.
But it's like, there's also a lot of guys that are nice.
Do you think you'd ever make the switch?
I have
Right.
already.
You have?
Yeah.
Who would be the first guy you would date in comedy? If like you wake up, you're like, I think I'm gay now. Who's the first guy you date? Jesselnick.
Oh my God. Or I would go with like a. He's too good looking.
Yeah, he's handsome.
I would go with like a little, like who's a little more.
Homely?
Yeah.
Well, Bert is an obvious choice, but
I mean, I don't want disgusting. You know,
who's kind of homely
Bobby, but like gross,
but repulsive? Absolutely, just and a bad partner.
Isn't that crazy that somebody lays down with him?
With both of those guys?
Yeah,
it's honestly it's shocking. And also, by the way, Bobby's girlfriend is gorgeous.
Yeah, doesn't
so
make
like
any sense.
if she was ugly,
she's got mental problems, obviously.
Oh yeah. And I because to be with him it would take.
Same with Leanne.
Well, but Leanne, but with Leanne, at least like
No, she's got head injuries.
Oh really?
Yeah. She got dropped on the head as a kid.
Oh,
She got
wow.
hit on the head with like a baseball.
Is that
bat.
why she has an accent?
Yeah.
Right, because she's from like
She's from Long Island.
Long Island, right? Yeah, she's from New York.
Like, hey man. Yeah.
Every time anybody does that, I just think of Theo. Now when I met my buddy saw Theo for the first time, he came to the show that we were at, and he's like, is the accent, is that real or is that fake? I was like, that's a very funny question.
Yeah.
I was like, no, he's from the South.
Yeah.
It's just like it's accentuated in his act.
All the Boston guys are like that.
Oh yeah.
If you're from Boston, you speak one way and then you perform dialed up.
Right. The moment they get on stage,
Yeah.
it becomes very Bostonian.
Yes.
But because we're from the Midwest, we don't sound like anything.
No, until you meet somebody who goes, "Oh no, you have an accent." You're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, no.
You know what the funniest is? I can't even do it, which is upsetting. But there's a very distinct Miami accent, an English-speaking Miami accent.
I was just gonna say Spanish always.
Oh yeah, so if you speak
Miami.
like a guy from Miami, they have a really telling. Like Dave Williamson has it.
I don't know who that is.
The comedian?
Uh-uh.
No. So he tours
Sorry.
a lot. He tours a lot with Bert, but it's really notable. And when you're in Miami and you speak the way we do, they go, "No, you haven't." You're like, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Okay.
Well, I don't like when someone says like you sound like you're from California. I was like, that's not
What's the
not even
accent?
a real thing.
What's the accent?
The only thing that's very California is when people are this way, like when people
Oh,
are
like
valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah.
that's very obvious.
Yeah.
Well, how come Christina's from here? She never got that shit.
Yeah, I think because she was like a goth girl and not like hated the Valley girls.
I wish I
So-
could have seen her in high school be goth girl shit.
Oh my god, the photos are amazing.
Did she? But I mean, like, I wanted
Purple
to
hair,
see
blue
her
hair,
in person.
black
yeah,
hair,
yeah.
trench coat shit. Yeah.
Like all the rings and all that.
Bro,
shit.
when I met her, she was wearing fishnets, knee-high boots,
Yeah.
leather skirt.
And you miss that, don't you?
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you look like such a whore.
What happened? Now you look like someone I like.
I care about my kids. and all
Yeah,
this
she's like,
bullshit.
she's like, I really am trying to be a wholesome person. But deep down inside,
Yeah.
she's got the fishnets
Oh,
somewhere.
They're there.
Do you ever wear stuff for her?
I mean, I'll wear her clothes. I'll wear her underwear, you know, like I'll put on her stuff.
Yeah, you will.
And I'll be like, does this turn you on? You know,
And she's like, yeah, of course.
she'll walk out.
Do you get to a point where have you tried some weird fucked up shit with each other? Have you gotten comfortable to be like, you know what? We're old enough. I'll try anything.
I mean, I will. I think,
Yeah.
I don't think we go like super crazy, you know,
Right.
like vacuums and pumps and stuff.
See,
but
that
like,
I want to try.
Toys. I mean, I fuck around with
Toys
toys.
are cool.
Sure.
I want to try the one where you put them in a bag and you suck all the air out of it.
Yeah,
that is
that's
hot,
cool.
dude.
Dude, I saw a guy put a chick in that, like, and it, you know, it's like a latex suit,
Yeah.
and then he lowered her into a hole in the ground, covered it, put a rug over it, and sat in a chair. I was like, oh my god, like the panic that person must feel.
There was a dude on TikTok who, God, I wish I knew who it was so I could promote him. He does a bit with his girlfriend or wife or whatever, where like, you know how you can like take someone's comment, put it on the video, and then answer it in the next video.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, the next one was like, when are you gonna let her out? And he's like eating an apple in his front porch, and he's like, maybe today. And then he goes inside and he opens up underneath the sink, like underneath where his sink is, and she's I'm sorry. He opens up the sink, he grabs detergent, and then opens up the dishwasher. She's in the dishwasher, like tied up, and she's like, and he goes, no, not today, and then closes it. I was like, oh my god,
Man.
for her to be in on it, and people, because obviously the comments are like,
Yeah.
this is fucked up, this is human trafficking, this is torture. But it's like, do you really think someone would post that 15
course not.
videos like that? I mean, it just.
But is
Sometimes
it
the
fascinating?
humor goes right over people's head.
Totally.
She's in on it, obviously.
She's in on it. But there's also fascinating what gets people going. I love that. Like, I could talk
Yeah.
about kinks all day because
Yeah.
I think it's fat that like there are people who like nothing excites them more than the idea of somebody in a latex suit in a dishwasher tied up. You know what I
I
mean?
know, there
And then
is
the
a
other
guy.
person's also like, and I love that too.
See,
Like,
that I don't understand.
I don't
Like
understand.
the domination thing. Like we watched a special about that, about dominatrixes and stuff. And like I get why the woman likes the power thing, but when the guy's getting his balls stepped on and getting kicked in the face,
Stepped on
What is
balls.
it?
Stepped on balls. I don't get.
No.
Handing over control. I understand.
sure, but
Yeah.
getting like hit and stuff,
Yeah,
I don't
I
understand
mean-
the physical punch me.
I don't want to get punched or anything either.
No,
But
or spit on me. That's this one girl was like,
I'm
I know
in.
you do like that.
I'm
Beat
in.
me, piss me, spit on. But I just think there's a weird moment of, well, now this is psychologically abusive. And obviously it's because of
I think-
psychological abuse.
Yeah, that could be a part of it. I
Right.
think if you're handing over control, see, there's a thing I think where with the doms too, it's like
Yeah.
if the woman is at least in his eyes gorgeous, like beautiful,
Right.
then whatever she wants to do is
Right.
pleasing to receive.
Sure, because it's like
It's like it's got. I mean, they go by goddess, you know. So it's
right.
like-
Well, that's like have you ever seen the 1,000-Pound Sisters or whatever? Have you seen that show? I'm obsessed. It's like my favorite show.
where her face is so fat that like you're like, is she Asian? Like
It's not, dude. It's
changing
one of the best shows
the
on
bone
earth.
structure of her face.
Yeah, she's a different human. But how cool you can keep transforming as time goes on.
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, you just lose some weight. You get to be a different person
Jesus.
every 10 years.
Yeah, that shit. oh my God.
She one of the bigger girl has a boyfriend, this black dude Jerry, who's got to be 150 pounds wet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as skinny as a rail.
Yeah.
And like, okay, let's go over the few things that first comes to my mind. Black dudes like big girls, but man, some of them like
Just blanket statement.
black dudes like big girls. Every black friend I've ever had,
Not even person ever lived.
every black human who I know likes big girls. No, but right away you're like, all right, this guy's got the dick for it probably, because you can't get through all that fat.
You can't.
You can't. I can't. I'm medium at best.
I mean, I was with a girl in college who was
Thick.
just a little thick. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's in. She's like, that's my butt cheeks.
That's really why when someone's like, why don't white guys like big girls? Like, because we can't get in.
Yeah.
We're not big enough.
No.
Right? But then I thought, this girl is a supersize. They call her SSBBW. She says that on the show. Supersized, big, beautiful woman. And there's a whole category of guys that are into SSBBWs. So
Supersize.
So A, it's because, and that's a reference to McDonald's. A, it's because they can get it because they're long enough. And B, I think they like the challenge
The challenge of getting it in.
of just like
Or
how
being-
hard
yeah.
is it to have sex with someone that's that big.
Oh man.
And I'm not fat shaming. I'm saying that is work. That's got to
That
be
is where-
crazy
Do
hard.
you think your life would be totally different, going a totally different direction if you had a 10-inch dick?
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't be a comedian.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be a comic at all. I'd probably just be like a guy who works a normal job.
Yeah.
Just like Target. I'd probably be a checkout guy at Target.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's at my grocery store down the street from my house.
Big dick.
Big dick.
Yeah.
I can feel it. He's a sweet guy. You know what I mean? He's a checkout guy.
Yeah.
And he's kind of handsome. He's like kind of a good looking guy. He's probably in his mid 40s. And then there's a piece of you that goes, well, is this a job he wants to do or he has to do? And then I thought, maybe he did other jobs earlier in his life that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And his boss was a dick. And he was like, I don't need this fucking bullshit from you. I have a big dick. I'll go
big
beep
dick.
groceries.
And if you are, sometimes I think about this because the business we're in, ultimately it is like an unhealthy.
It's
you know,
It's repulsive.
and we're always like you're never satisfied.
No.
It's never enough.
No.
You're never like, oh, cool, this is what I do. Like you're always like, what about the next thing though? What about
Yeah.
like, I need a show. And
Yeah,
I
you
need-
never go, this'll do.
Yeah, no. It's
No.
always like, so it's not good for you,
Right.
You know. But then I go, how great is it to be somebody with any like regular job who goes, I'm perfectly content.
Yeah.
Like that's a great place to be in.
It is. But what would you do if you weren't doing this?
But do I have the 10-inch dick?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Target.
Target.
Yeah.
Or check out somewhere where like when I leave I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, we would definitely not do comedy.
No, I think I'm gonna. It's suffice to say I'm gonna put it out there. Every guy in comedy has a small penis or smallish penis. How about that?
Or is unaware that it's not small if it isn't.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Actually, I found out how medium penised I am, and it made me so happy. Like in high school, like high school was when you find out if you have a small penis, a big penis, or a medium penis.
Yeah.
And it was nice because I played sports, and then you see other penises,
see
and
other
you go,
dicks, yeah.
okay, bigger, bigger, smaller, same, smaller, same.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had 2 pro athletes that
On
I
your
played
team?
sport. Yeah, dude, my high school pushed out pro athletes.
Wow.
2
Big
brothers
dicks?
that both played in the NFL.
Big dicks.
I mean, absurd. You knew that they knew, but you also at some point, and I was the first one to make a joke about it. I'd be like, wear a towel. Like
Yeah.
he would walk around after we showered and chat with people.
Yeah.
Be like,
I
yo,
know.
where you going tonight? And you're like, come on, will ya?
Yeah. Same.
I
My high
showered
school
with clothes on.
we did too.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who would also showers are done.
Yeah.
And he had a thigh slapper.
Yeah.
And he would just go around and be like, "Oh, did you guys see it?" And we're like, "Dude, come on."
He's like,
And
yo,
we
that
see
last
it
play, and you're like,
it's banging on his
damn it.
thigh, and we're like, "All right, man."
By the way, there's male etiquette to bathroom stuff that women don't have to worry about. Is when you walk in. Yesterday, I was in the urinal. I took the furthest one, and of course, a guy went just one too close to me. But there was one right next to the sink that
Yeah,
he could
what
have
are you
taken.
doing, man? Yeah.
And it's impossible to not look as a guy if you're finishing to turn. You're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna see it, and I saw it, and it was huge. And I was like,
Huge.
he wanted me to see it.
He wanted you. He got
Yeah.
close for you to see it.
He wanted me to see it.
Yeah.
And so what did I do to him? I pulled mine back out and I go, "Are you happy now?"
Yeah.
Fine.
And
And I put it back
Put it
away.
back
I
in.
put it right back into my balls where it
don't
goes.
you hate when you're at a urinal and you feel like you don't have like good like length at
Force?
the moment?
Oh, length.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna like, just in case someone walks in, I'm gonna give it a little tug right now."
Oh, I shake. Yeah, I'll do a little waggle
Like,
around.
let's get a little blood going.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I do is I pull up the head and I smack it.
Yeah.
You just pull it up
That
and you
hard?
smack.
Wow.
Yeah, right underneath. Just get it going.
Yeah.
It'll start to really move and get thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good move. That's a good tactic, man.
I don't know. I'll take it back. Some guys in comedy are probably built well, but I got to tell you, not.
I mean, it's not the majority.
No, it's
No
definitely
way.
It's definitely the minority. It's definitely the minority. Speaking of which, Tom is doing shows for minorities. You're doing Spanish-speaking only shows. You're doing POC shows.
Mm-hmm.
Are whites allowed to go?
They can.
You don't
We
prefer
don't
them.
prefer it.
Right, I understand that. Will you sell? Are ticket prices higher for whites?
After you get seated, we do a collection.
Right.
At the
do you know how
white
fun
tables.
that would be? Honestly, I would fucking love to do.
Do you know that in today's world, everybody would be like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That's how fucked up we are. That like, I would love to do a show where black people have a ticket price that's one, Latin people have a ticket price that's
Asian
one,
people.
and white people have to pay like a super premium.
Yeah, and they're like, as soon as you're like, if you're white, you walk in, they're like, and it's $500. And you're like, what?
But
To
you
go
know,
to the
whites are
show?
like, well, we'll put it on the card. I mean, it is worth the show.
Jeez.
We love
okay.
Tom. Well, we went to Japan. We used to call it WPT. It was white people tax. A lot of places that we went to in Japan would have they have called, what's called tourist tax.
Really?
Yes, yeah. A lot of places will put.
Have you been
tourist
to
tax
Japan a
on
lot?
it. Twice.
How great is it?
I mean, the greatest place on planet Earth. I mean,
Really?
I literally can't say.
I
enough.
really want to go.
I'm obsessed. I want to go today. I want to go back.
That's on my, like, when people go, what your bucket list stuff, I
It's
really
it's
wanna go.
genuinely one of the coolest times of my entire life. I could gush about it for hours and hours of like, it, dude.
You
Honestly,
went with your wife?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. Wanted to go with my boyfriend, but she wouldn't let me
And
lose her.
plus, there's so many Japanese girls. It's like, what are you doing? That was stupid of you.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Japanese guys to me are hotter than Japanese girls.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, those boys are so soft. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
You get a nice 25-year-old Japanese boy who works in like computer analytics or something.
Yeah.
He's out at the bar late because he's worried and stressed about what's going on the next day.
Mm-hmm.
You take him home, back to the Intercontinental.
Oh my God.
I haven't thought about it or anything, but it's just
How long
something
did you
I think
stay
people
when you
do.
went each time?
Japan was probably a couple of weeks.
Wow.
You
that's a
can't
good
do
trip.
less than a week.
Yeah, you can't.
It's absurd. Well, because also it's like you want to do Tokyo, then you want to do southern Japan. We flew to a little island called Ishigake, which is in the Okinawan island chains, because I wanted to like feel that difference, because they say like the islands are off the coast are totally. It's like not. It didn't feel like Japan. It felt like just a Pacific Island place that wasn't connected to Japan. It was wow. The culture was different. The language they say is different. They also hate Japanese people.
They do?
They're not a fan of mainland because
Wow.
I guess Okinawan chain during the war was used as like their dumping sites for whatever they needed, right?
Yeah.
The military kind of occupied and just really ruined everything down there. So it's not that they don't like them. I just think they feel how Northern California feels about Southern California,
Yeah.
where you're like, yeah, we're the same place, but we're fucking not.
Dude, I remember when I was in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
they had, just because, island and there's bridges connecting to other parts.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, this part of the island hates that part of the island. Just like, we're talking
Yeah.
like a mile bridge.
Oh, dude, totally.
Yeah.
But it's the same as to say like, it's the same as say like people from Wisconsin hate people from Illinois sometimes. Like just because we have this weird dumb rivalry of like,
Yeah.
you're there and I'm there. It means nothing.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Even closer to home, Northside Chicago Cubs, Southside White Sox. Why do we hate it? I was just born there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. But do I hate them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's just like it's built into my DNA.
Who are you? Which
I'm a Cubs. I'm a Northsider.
You're a Northsider.
Yeah, so like I don't like the White Sox. I think
Yeah.
boo fart, you know?
Boo-boo fart.
Boo fart to them. That's what I say when I go. But I've also been. But yeah, no, Japan, honestly, go. I would say that to anybody. I would rather go back to Japan than I would go to visit some countries for the first time because it was just so endlessly beautiful and cool. And like the creepy thing, when you get out of a tube stop or get out of a train stop, no matter where you're getting off in Tokyo, feels like the center of Tokyo. That's how fucking big and dense it is.
And like people just.
It's everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
It feels everywhere you go feels like a fucking Christopher Nolan movie.
That's
like,
a place where for 20 years people wear masks. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
dude. Isn't that funny that they wear masks all
All the
rest
time.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
And we go there and we're like, "What's up with that guy? What is he sick?
What a fucking weirdo.
What's up,
This
dude?
guy.
Take it off, man."
Yeah.
And now we're
It's
gonna be
over.
wearing it forever. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, that somebody said that who said they were in Texas, and
Well, Texas never really fucked with the virus. They were like, "We're good."
but they said they were walking around. Somebody goes, "Take that off, man. It's over."
Look, you know what? He feels that way. Are you proud to be a Texan now? It's gonna be a thing.
I will be a Texan very soon.
No, but I mean, are you gonna get a driver's license and do all that shit?
Oh yeah.
You are.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You are, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm going all in.
Really?
Yeah, man. I'm building a studio, doing the whole thing.
But I mean, like, this is forever home now, Texas?
I don't know. I don't know. I was used to moving a lot. You know, we moved a lot
Yeah.
when I was a kid, and I've lived here way longer than I've lived here 19 years.
Yeah.
And so it's the longest I've lived anywhere. I didn't think we would be leaving ever.
Right.
I bought a house last year here,
Yeah.
and you know we
It's
had
a dump. I've seen it. It's a
Yeah,
dump.
it's a
It's
dump,
a
but
fucking dump.
we moved. We mapped out everything for like school for the like everything was ready to go.
Right.
And the thing is, you're married, like, you know, so much of like the vibe of your house is, you know, how as a couple, right? And like how,
Yeah.
so like Christine, the idea of my wife leaving Los Angeles, I'd be like, you're out of your mind. She's an Angelino, like,
Right. She's born and raised here.
she's been here forever. So, and she's always had this attitude of like LA or go fuck yourself, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's
I was
why I
like,
like her.
that's why you go like, oh, this would never change. And then as it came up and we started talking about it, at first when I was like, you know, do you consider it, blah, blah, blah. And usually these things with a couple, it's like one person's kind of leading and the other person, you know? And then she surpassed me. And that's when I knew we were doing it. Because she would wake up and start talking about, I was like, okay. And then I would be the one who was like, really? Are we really going to move?
Yeah.
And it started the other way. And as she kept being like, all the reasons why she wants to move there, like it got me even more on board.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, look, the thing that I'll be honest, like the most about it are two things. I love the fact that I have 0 state income tax.
Huge.
And I love the fact that I basically, for the most part, in a non-pandemic year, I am on the road all the time.
Yeah, I know.
tour constantly. And touring from like more or less the center of the country versus the southwest corner.
Yeah. LA is a
It's
gun in my
exciting to
mouth.
me,
I hate traveling from here. I will say that. Dude, so I sometimes I'm learning to just be like, I don't want to go to LAX so bad.
Yeah.
So bad, I'll stop out of Burbank.
Yeah.
Because I just don't care.
It's
Because I'm like, this is such a gun in my mouth. I'd rather just sit on a plane and get to another city and have another drink or watch another movie than fucking go down there and want to murder myself.
It's a nightmare. I mean, and like I said, you know, that has been for me a regular thing now for 14
over a
15
decade.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
And I start with both equations. I start doing the cumulative number. In other words,
Right.
it's not what you save in a year in taxes. It's like what do you save in 10 years. It's not
Totally.
the time you save a year of 6 and 5 hour flights. It's what is that over 10 years? It probably adds up to a year of your life on a plane.
At
you
least.
know?
Oh,
So-
God.
because
now
now
you're
my
making me
flights are
sad.
like 2.5, 3 hours.
Right.
Which feels like nothing.
3 hours at most.
Yeah, it feels like nothing when you do that.
Right. When you go to New York from down there, it's way easier. You go to New York from here, It's like, I'll see you in a week.
Dude, yes.
I always feel like when someone's like, when you get to New York, I'm like, tomorrow, but not. I mean, I'll see you later.
I need a couple days to recover.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going in a fucking time machine.
Yeah.
It feels like...
it's exciting, man.
I'm excited for you guys. It is cool. I would dare you to not see Rogan or talk to him the whole time that you're there.
That'd be hilarious.
How funny. You guys moved there for, I feel like...
And then in like 2030, I'm like, do you live here too?
Have you seen what he's doing down there? His club and all that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking wild. I mean, good. Rebuilding the universe. I mean, it's just it has to be somewhere. It's cool if that place becomes an epicenter of comedy.
I know so many people moving there.
Yeah. I can't.
No.
We just bought this house, and I have almost no money.
Welcome to
So
my
at this
life.
point, I can't do it. I just got to, like, the only way is if, no, it'd be so hard. It'd be so hard to do. Also, I've got the podcast with Noodles, and, like, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he can't leave here.
Dude, it would be awesome if you moved there and just started it with just any Korean guy. Like a random Korean guy.
Yeah.
And it was just bad and you never said anything.
Yeah.
And,
It would piss him off
and you
so
just got
much.
to know him on the podcast.
And it became a huge hit. They're like, these guys are the shit. I steal everything from the studio.
Everything.
It's all bad friend stuff. Yeah.
And do you mind if I call you Bob? He's like, oh, okay.
He's like, fine for me.
All right.
Yeah, no, we can't go anywhere. We'll be probably, and Bert's gonna stay.
He is going to stay, but I'm keeping my LA office for a while.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I'm back all the time, man.
Yeah, you'll be back.
And also, we might move back. I don't know.
See, that's what I think. I think more people will move back than not. I think there's people that are moving there for a temporary.
I feel like I say that because I'm being realistic. Mm-hmm. And you might just miss it and be like, I'm coming back.
I do like it here. As soon as we can get back to fucking feeling somewhat human. Although, dude, I went out the other night for a friend's birthday to go meet up with them and say hi. And people were just getting shit-faced, partying like it was the old days. So I feel like a part of it's, it's going to get back. Are you vaxxed, by the way?
No, but I have antibodies because I had it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know.
I got tested for antibodies this week.
Are we supposed to get vaxxed if we have the antibodies still?
Not if you have antibodies. Like now, it changed. Like some people who have had it don't have antibodies. Like after a shorter period of time, it just depends person to person.
I got to go get tested again for antibodies, but I think I still have them because they said it's at least 6
antibodies
months
are
or
better
something.
than a vaccination.
The vax. I know.
And also, a lot of people don't know this, that whether it's a vaccination or antibodies, in either case, you can still get it.
Yeah.
You can still carry.
Yeah.
You can still spread.
Totally.
It's just about lowering your symptoms.
And the risk level of what you would incur.
Yes.
If you were going to get it, Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson.
Well,
I want J&J. I want one shot and take
I
me
want
out.
one shot, but it's apparently that has the lowest efficacy.
Good.
So that's what you want.
Fuck yeah, low.
You
Give me
want a
low.
low dose.
Yeah, low dose, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I smoke weed, I don't need high percentage anymore. Just give me a little one. Just let
give
me
a little
coast.
bit. Yeah.
My buddy EP said that. He was like, he's like, because I said, which one do you want to get? He goes, oh man, don't you know, like black dudes, we're waiting for the Johnson & Johnson. I was like, why? He's like, don't you know, man? It's like, what do you mean? He's like, we don't trust Pfizer, Moderna. I don't trust that shit. He's like, Johnson & Johnson is a name I know. I was like, really? Is that like a thing? He's like, every black person I speak to is waiting for Johnson & Johnson.
That's just because they're familiar with the name.
I guess, dude. I mean, he's speaking very heavily about every black person, but I was also like, it's a funny joke. I'm sure that's not true.
Heard, I always felt like there
but
was
I get it because Johnson & Johnson. I'm like, I like that. I mean,
I always felt like
no more tears, baby.
Let's say you go back a couple years before this shit started.
Yeah.
You bring up vaccinations, and for the most part, I feel like there's always been an anti-vax group, but in this year, the number of people who
anti-vax,
it's way higher.
Yeah,
it's way higher.
Well, because misinformation is huge, right?
It's huge, and the fact that it's accelerated. I think that made a lot. That made people who are actually in medicine question it because they're like, "This is so fast."
It is weird to hear doctors.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
Dude, I remember being in school and statistics or something, and it was freshman year in college, and the teacher's like, statistically speaking, there was 1,400 kids in the class. It'd be like, 2 of you guys will die in car accidents, 1 of you guys will be a registered sex offender.
She was right, wasn't she?
No, I remember standing up and going, not it. That's what I said. All right, the teacher said that.
Not it. That's good though. Get the fuck out.
Oh, dude. To leave City Grill in Tucson, Arizona, dude, I'd get in the car, bro. I'd put in Abbey Road. I had a cassette tape, dude. I
Yeah.
had a cassette tape, bro, and I'd put that in. And somebody stole my passenger seat out of my car, dude, and I didn't give a
Jack
fuck,
the whole
bro.
seat.
Yeah.
You had
And
a race car at that point then.
Yeah, it was just like if you got in the front, you had to sit in the back. You know, it was like that. And I would just put that in, and one song and a cigarette, I could time it where it would last me until exactly I pulled it in my mom's driveway.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Didn't that feel good?
God, it felt good, man.
What was your cigarette of choice?
Usually a Winston or a Doral.
A Winston? What are you, my father? That's insane. That's what my dad smoked.
I mean, hey.
Winston's and his brother smoked unfiltered Pall Malls.
Ooh,
That's a veteran of war.
Oh yeah.
Like it's almost like you have to go to Nam to smoke Pall Mall. They check you at the store.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you go to Nam? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, you can have the unfiltered. But my uncle used to smoke
They
non-filtered
show
Pall
you a picture
Malls.
of like a Vietnamese guy if you cringe a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you're good.
Just yegging. Just yegging. Dude.
What are your last two words if you're going to crash? Like it's barreling down towards the ground, and the pilot's like, this is it, we're going to fucking crash. 2 words, that's all you have. What do you say?
Fuck, man.
You'd say you ate a lot of meal out of the fuck. That's good. Fuck, man. That's
what I
really
would do.
good.
But I would try
My words would be knew it. Knew it. Knew it. Just to get with just to fuck with everyone's head on the plane. Right? It is, and I would go, knew it! Just to fuck with everyone's. Why do you tell us? I love that idea. No, but you know what I think about all the time?
Huh.
And I was with my fucking wife on this flight, but it was getting so bumpy. There was a really attractive girl sitting across the aisle, and I think I would kiss my wife first, but then I would also go kiss that hot girl because I thought about that. I thought if we die, I'm gonna get one on my wife, and I gotta get one on this strange hot looking woman. That'll be it. I'll never have this again.
Dude, I think probably stand up in front of everybody, maybe stand on my seat and just open my ass up to everybody that's back behind me. Wore brown onesies all the time. And those Dickies onesies, full body.
I remember them, yeah. Yeah.
know?
Where are they now? Why can't we have those now?
I mean, now,
It's so comfortable, man.
Now it's considered cultural appropriation. You wear a brown onesie, dog,
You're done,
going
bro.
to fucking
You're going
jail.
to prison. You're going to prison, not
Yeah,
jail.
dude.
Lock you up for life. You're doing hard
you're doing
time.
Dude, the cops will beat you just for fucking putting one on.
I don't like chatty people.
Yeah.
I don't like to sit when someone wants to engage with me, like airplanes or anywhere where you're stuck with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want to chat.
Dude.
I don't want to chat with you, man. I'm not a chatty guy.
One lady, I remember one time I had pretty bad body gas on a flight, right?
Were you letting it out slow?
Bro, there was nothing I could do. It was almost like something had just, I don't know, like a ghost was in me and didn't want to come out all at once. And there was a lady next to me, and I kept blaming it on a baby, you know, because I had a baby nearby.
Fucking baby.
Oh,
farting.
man, who is
Shitting
this guy?
Yeah,
and it's a girl, too. First, I thought it was a boy, then it was a girl baby. Then I felt so bad, you know. There is something fucked up about blaming that on a girl baby.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's mean.
But then at one point, the lady was really buying into that it was this baby creating this scent,
So
you know?
she kept looking at the baby.
Yeah, and the lady was getting so pissed. The lady next to me getting so pissed at this fucking baby. And then one time, bro, there was one, she goes, ooh, that one was warm. That's what she said. And I was like, God, I got to get some help for myself.
Sometimes when I have to fart on airplanes, I'll get up and on the way to the bathroom, I'll fart through the aisle.